From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Good Monday morning. We still have a few fires burning within the region, definitely a lot less compared to what we had just last week. And we did get some good updates with these fires over the weekend. So we'll go ahead and start in Yakima County like we typically do. The Williams Mine fire, well, the perimeter of the fire got upwards of about 1/4 of an inch of rain over the weekend, which was some good news. Still some active hotspots and still a long way to go to getting this thing 100% contained. But on Friday morning, this was at 2% containment, now up to 5% containment. It's a little bit closer to 12,000 acres now at this point. For the Retreat fire, this one is now 85% contained. US 12 did reopen at least partially over the weekend, so that's certainly some very good news. And then with the Battle Mountain complex, the Monkey Creek fire, which is now just the main fire of this complex, as it's been for quite some time now. But it is starting to get a little bit closer to 100% containment. So definitely some very good news across the board when it comes to our fires. I'll show you what air quality is looking like for this morning, and I'll tell you what we're expecting for later on this Monday. And that's going to be coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Straight ahead on Good Morning Northwest, one home is destroyed after a wildfire gets out of control over the weekend in Benton City. We have the details.
And drone video from the Kennewick Police Department shows the moment a teen with an active warrant was taken into custody. We've got the video and the story in a few minutes.
Plus, sad news from the Special Olympics Washington about this year's state fall games. We tell you about the decision they had to make. Good Morning Northwest starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest, on your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Jill Sperling. It is Monday, August 19th. Jessica, how was your weekend?
It was pretty good. How about yours?
Good. It was a pretty productive weekend. Got a lot of things done around the house.
Like errands, tasks.
A little bit of cleaning.
Oh, there you go, yeah. I think I got a little bit of cleaning done, too.
Great.
But there was a lot that happened over the weekend, so we're going to start off in some fire news. One home is destroyed, with many other buildings damaged after a large wildfire grew out of control just outside of Benton City over the weekend.
The fire started just before 1:30 p.m. Saturday in the 56,000 block of North Thomas Road. At least 3 helicopters were on scene dropping water on the blaze to help stop the spread. Officials say the strong winds were a major factor in the spread of the flames. They also say it appears the fire started in dry brush and spread to a nearby home.
The fire was said to be about 10 acres, according to the National Interagency Fire Center. Agencies that responded include Benton County Fire District 2, Number 5, Franklin County Fire District 3, the Kennewick Fire Department, and the West Benton Fire Rescue. The cause of the fire is unknown.
The Kennewick Fire Department is reminding people about proper installation, venting, and maintenance of clothes dryers following a house fire yesterday afternoon.
Crews responded to a house fire on South Conway Street around 1 p.m., finding smoke pouring out of the home. One of the occupants told them the laundry room was on fire and they had been unable to put it out. Firefighters searched the home for anyone inside, and Benton PUD de-energized the home to keep it safe for firefighters.
The fire was out within 10 minutes of crews arriving. One person was taken to the hospital for possible smoke inhalation. The official cause is under investigation.
And the Kennewick Fire Department is urging people to remember these safety tips to prevent a clothes dryer fire in your home. Have your dryer installed and serviced by a professional. Don't use the dryer without a lint filter. Clean the lint filter before and after each cycle.
Don't forget to clean the back of the dryer where lint can build up. Check the venting system behind the dryer to make sure that it is not damaged, crushed, or restricted, and make sure that the outdoor vent covering opens when the dryer is operating.
On Friday, Governor Jay Inslee issued an emergency proclamation to help clear and repair roadways affected by wildfires in Ferry, Klickitat, Skagit, and Yakima counties.
Since July, Washington State has experienced abnormally dry weather conditions with periods of exceptionally high temperatures, creating high-risk fuel conditions in these counties. The resulting large number of fires has also created damage to transportation infrastructure, requiring increased response activity. Now to Grant County, where officials have released new information about a shooting that happened at the fairgrounds Friday night.
2 teenagers were shot at the fair in Moses Lake. Police believe that the incident was gang-related. The suspect, a 15-year-old boy, was at the fair with his girlfriend and family when he got into a fight with a rival gang on the south side of the fairgrounds.
Police say he shot his girlfriend and another 14-year-old girl while trying to draw a gun. These two girls were immediately taken to the hospital and are in stable condition. The suspect has been arrested.
Take a look at this now. What you're seeing is drone footage posted to social media by the Kennewick Police Department. It shows the moment a 17-year-old with an active warrant for assault in the 3rd degree was taken into custody.
According to KPD, an officer spotted the teen walking in the area of 4th Avenue and South Union Street. Police say the suspect had committed several additional crimes since his warrant was issued and has a known affiliation with a local gang. When approached, KPD says he ran into a backyard near West 7th Avenue and South Union Street.
Because they believed he could have a weapon, KPD brought in a K-9 and members from the Tri-City Regional SWAT team. When they arrived, the suspect left his hiding place and surrendered without further incident. He's been booked into the Benton Franklin Juvenile Justice Center on his warrant and several new charges. Now back in Pasco, we have a crime alert for residents in District 2, which is the area west of US 395. Pasco PD says they have noticed an increase in residential burglaries.
They say this is due to garage doors being left open or not fully secured. Police say most of these burglaries are happening overnight.
Patrol officers say they will increase their visibility in neighborhoods during the night, and they'll work to contact homeowners who have left their garage doors open.
Last week marked a milestone for the Benton County Sheriff's Office.
As of Thursday, the department became fully staffed. Sheriff Tom Croskrey says when he started at the Sheriff's Office, they were down 15 deputies. He says investigators screened over 200 applicants to get the select few that they've hired. And the city of Richland is inviting you to meet the Richland Police Chief candidates on Wednesday, September 4th. That's from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. at Richland City Hall.
The city says if you have a question you would like to submit for consideration during the panel discussion, visit the police chief page on the City of Richland's website. Well, sad news from the Special Olympics.
The organization is canceling this year's state fall games. The Tri-Cities have been the host of these games since 2019. Special Olympics Washington says the decision was made upon a thorough examination of resources.
The organization says it's facing a challenging financial landscape and had to make this hard decision to ensure the long-term success and sustainability of the organization. While the State Fall Games will not be happening this November as originally planned, athletes will still be participating at regionals for bowling and flag football.
Up next on Good Morning Northwest, it's been 1 year since the Oregon and Gray Road fires changed the lives of thousands of people. We take a look back at what happened and what has been rebuilt since then.
First, Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth will have your weather forecast. Good Morning Northwest will be right back in just a moment.
Hello, Shelby. Hello, Shelby.
Hello, Mariano.
Upload Mrs. Robinson's case.
Processing.
Is there any new information?
The insurance offer is too low. Should I ask for more?
You know, when they hear from the heavy hitter, they'll pay much more.
The heavy hitter is the one for you. Call 853-2222.
Drive into summer with a new Honda Accord Hybrid, CR-V Hybrid, or the all-new Civic Hybrid. Take a vacation, staycation, or just a weekend drive with the windows down. Whatever you do, make it epic with Honda. The 2024 Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com Best Overall EV and Hybrid Brand. So act now. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or hurry into the Honda Summer Event.
Board-certified family medicine provider Dr. Michael Adling is now caring for patients of all ages at Prosser Memorial Health's Benton City Clinic. His services include annual physicals and preventative care, well child exams, the treatment of cold and flu, acute illnesses, and more. To schedule an appointment with Dr. Adling, call the Benton City Clinic at 509-588-4075. Or to learn more about his services, visit prosserhealth.org. This is how we care.
Another morning to savor the crunchy nooks and cranny splendor of a Thomas's English muffin.
Tom, which is a nook and which is a cranny?
That's a nook, cranny, 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 nook, cranny. I mean, they should be teaching you this in school. Huzzah! A toast to breakfast.
It's time to get moving with the stunningly versatile, best-in-class 2025 Carnival MPV that seats 8 from Overturf Kia. Plus, get 6.9% interest for up to 72 months. Shop online anytime at overturfkia.com. That's overturfkia.com. Overturf Kia at the base of the Blue Bridge in Kennewick.
Hello, Shelby.
Hello, Mariano.
Upload Mrs. Robinson's case.
Processing.
Is there any new information?
The insurance offer is too low. Should I ask for more?
You know, when they hear from the heavy hitter, they'll pay much more.
The heavy hitter is the one for you. Call 853-2222.
They both want to be your next president. And starting tonight, Kamala Harris and Tim Walz make their case for the White House. David Muir and ABC News right there. It's a Democratic National Convention unlike any other. Starting tonight on ABC.
Fly the Northwest over awesome orchards and gardens, Tuesday at 6. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. You probably noticed over this weekend, especially on Sunday, that the air quality looked pretty good out there. Now, we do have some haze that is lingering, especially for the foothills of the Blues and for the Blue Mountains proper, but elsewhere, air quality looking pretty good. We'll go ahead and show you what happens to this for the rest of today and tomorrow. We put this into motion, and you can see by lunchtime, maybe some light haze filtering back into places like Yakima County, Kittitas County, into portions of the basin, but it's not going to be anything too thick, too widespread. We're not expecting any significant reductions in air quality. And then for tomorrow, looks like the haze and smoke situation is going to be even better, as we're not really seeing that much on the map at all, at least for the first half of the day. Maybe we'll start to see some light haze trickling back into the late afternoon to some of the evening hours as well. Okay, temperatures for this morning mostly in the 50s. We are still in the mid-60s in Columbia County outside of the viewing area, but for the rest of us in the 50s. You'll definitely want a light jacket for this morning, but a little bit later today, more t-shirt weather. Although some of that sunshine is going to be shielded by clouds building throughout the day, and along with that will come the smallest chance of a shower or thunderstorm for the Kittitas Valley, also for the Cascades. And into tomorrow, we have a slightly more widespread chance of showers or storms, and that chance goes up tenfold into the end of this week. I'll show you those chances coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. It was 1 year ago that the Oregon and Gray Road fires tore through Medical Lake and Elk, uprooting hundreds of families and changing the lives of thousands. Those wildfires torched more than 22,000 acres of land, destroying 366 homes, and took the lives of 2 community members, becoming one of the most destructive natural disasters in Washington's history. 1 year later, the rebuilding process remains slow and uncertain. Hunter Bertram has the story of one survivor who's still able to smile despite losing everything.
Deborah Sipe loves to grow sunflowers. And at 72 years young, she's still trying to get the hang of it.
Yeah, they're all leaning down because they're kind of, I don't know, they're hot.
Her overheated sunflowers are growing next to her temporary home.
I'm getting used to it. It's okay. It's like, what are you going to do? Wait for something better, that's all.
At 72 years old, Deborah Sipe is rebuilding her life from the ground up.
The original emotion was like, what the heck? How can this happen? I mean, this isn't real. I'm just going to go and evacuate, and then I will be back.
But that didn't happen. A year ago, to the day of this interview, Deborah's home, along with nearly all of her belongings, were destroyed by the Oregon Road fire, and so was her sister's.
It's one thing to lose a structure, your house. I had a big house here, but it's another thing to lose everything that's inside of it.
The property you can see around me is where Karen and Deborah have lived for nearly 50 years. And they tell me these trees used to be luscious and green, and now they're a reminder of what happened just a year ago.
But from the very beginning, I've smiled and laughed, because I figured that was important, to keep a smile within.
Even though she lost her beloved plum tree, her home, her vinyls, her sanctuary, Deborah's somehow finding joy in a time of uncertainty.
Very easy to feel sad and miss the old things, but at the same time, I have to figure, well, at least I finally got a new spatula.
What's next for Deborah and her sister? A year later, they still don't know, but they're planning to take on life a day at a time, like so many who were affected by these devastating wildfires. In Elk, Hunter Bertram, 4 News Now.
Taking a look at some severe weather across the country. In Connecticut, heavy downpours have triggered massive flooding in some areas. This was the scene in Oxford in the southwestern part of the state yesterday. First responders had to rescue a number of people trapped in the floodwaters in New Haven and Fairfield counties. The National Weather Service says up to 10 inches of rain fell in some places. The rains washed out many roads and caused dangerous driving conditions. Some people were forced from their homes because of the flooding. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, the FDA has approved sales for the first at-home over-the-counter syphilis test. Details coming up in your health headlines. We'll be right back.
Whoa, is this your new Nissan Rogue?
Yeah, crazy story. Yesterday, I was at the Nissan end of summer sales event taking a test drive, and Laura says,
"These Rogues are going fast."
I knew I had to have that Rogue.
Get up to $2,500 total savings on remaining select Rogue Platinum trims.
Smoke City for Less is your one-stop shop in Kennewick, Richland, West Richland, Hermiston, Road 68 in Pasco, and at the new location on West Court Street in Pasco. Open 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. at all 6 locations. Get the lowest prices on the largest selection of vape mods, classic to tropical vape flavors, batteries, cigars, tobacco products, kratom, and specialty products too. Don't waste time in other places. Go to Smoke City for Less. We smoke the competition.
The Make It Ford Summer Sales Event is on. Amazing offers and a great selection of Ford vehicles, like the Built Wild Bronco family, with a deal you just can't miss. Your biggest adventures are waiting. So make it Ford. Make it yours. Make it now. Lease a 2024 Bronco Sport Big Bend for just $369 a month, only at your local Ford dealer.
Downtown Summer Nights 2024, presented by Yakima Federal Savings and Loans. Mark your calendar for the last 3 Thursdays of June, July, and August. Join us at our new location, 15 West Yakima Avenue. It's time to make this summer the best one yet. Live music, local artists, and delicious food await. Bring the whole family for a night of fun and festivities, and for our guests over 21, don't miss out on our exclusive beer garden. Enjoy the best cocktails, wine, beer, and cider the Valley has to offer. For more details, visit downtownyakima.com.
Hi, I'm Catherine Forner, and we love our own backyard so much, we built all of this.
With hardwood decking and basalite pavers.
And we just finished this deck for one of our best customers.
With TimberTech decking and Fortress railing.
And we get everything we need from Par. With Shauna's help.
Everything from design to delivery.
What would we do without you?
Par, your total home building source since 1930. Go where the builders go.
What are you gonna build?
Whoa, is this your new Nissan Rogue?
Yeah, crazy story. Yesterday, I was at the Nissan end of summer sales event taking a test drive, and Laura says,
"These Rogues are going fast."
I knew I had to have that Rogue.
Get up to $2,500 total savings on remaining select Rogue Platinum trims.
E.T. and Extra, tonight at 7 on Apple Valley News Now.
Extra, extra. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Right now you're seeing some clouds and some of that sunlight starting to intertwine there. We're going to see more clouds throughout the rest of today. Let's go ahead and show you futurecasts. You can see some of them already in the Yakima Valley, but we'll put this in motion, and come time for lunchtime, it's still really going to be the same thing, but into the late afternoon to early evening, that's when maybe we could see a stray shower or thunderstorm in the Kittitas Valley or for the Cascades. Not too worried about that for today, but then for tomorrow, there's a slightly better chance once again into the late afternoon to early evening. But this time, it's not just going to be for the Kittitas Valley and the Cascades. Maybe some of this getting down into the Yakima Valley as well. And then into the late evening, looks like things should dry out again. So for today, will be seasonal. Will be right around 90 degrees in the Tri-Cities. Winds will gust For most spots between 20 to 25 miles per hour, and clouds will be building throughout the day. Thankfully, haze isn't going to be that big of a factor for today. And then for tonight, the clouds will try to decrease from west to east, but they'll still be pretty stingy, specifically for the foothills and for the Blue Mountains. Winds will calm down for most spots. They could still maybe gust between 20 to 25 miles per hour for the basin or for the Kittitas Valley. And overnight lows falling mostly into the 50s, could have some low 60s for the foothills. We'll have more persistent chances. Of course, we talked about them for Monday and Tuesday. Another one for Wednesday. But look at this, another little resurgence in shower and thunderstorm chances for Thursday through Saturday. We'll watch for everything associated with that very closely. And look at this, as thunderstorm chances go up and as shower chances go up, temperatures go down into the low 80s by Saturday in the Tri-Cities. That'll certainly feel pretty fall-like. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. We'll be cooling off with pretty good air quality through Saturday. Small shower chances for Thursday and Friday. For Yakima, Monday will be the least active day this week. We'll have multiple chances for showers and storms, likely peaking on Thursday. For Hermiston, more sunshine but trending cooler for Tuesday and Wednesday. Small shower chances for Thursday and Friday, turning even cooler for Saturday. Then for Walla Walla, clouds hang around for Tuesday, and then we'll have some small, consistent shower chances for Wednesday through Sunday.
Thank you, Josh. In your health headlines now, it might be time to dust off the face masks, air purifiers, and testing kits. According to the CDC, the U.S. is in the middle of a significant COVID wave. Hospitalizations and deaths are up, but still well below levels seen in previous years. The rise in cases is being driven by decreasing immunity in the population and also 3 new variants. Researchers believe the variants have mutated enough to escape the ability of current antibodies to quickly neutralize them. Cases are also climbing just as kids head back to classrooms in many parts of the country. Also, updated COVID-19 vaccines could get FDA approval as early as this week. If that happens, it would bring a new shot to the market earlier than last year's update. That version got approval on September 11th. Both Pfizer and Moderna say their vaccines should be available to people days after the FDA signs off on them. Novavax's vaccine will take a little longer because it's based on a different technology that takes more time to manufacture. The new vaccines target newer versions of the Omicron COVID variant. In more health news, a new test could help stop the spread of a sexually transmitted disease by making it easier for people to find out their status. Sales for the first at-home over-the-counter syphilis test have been approved. The FDA made the announcement Friday, saying this is just a first step for someone who suspects they have the disease. If the person tests positive, then they're advised to visit a healthcare provider. The test will take just 15 minutes from start to finish. A single drop of blood will determine if somebody has syphilis. The maker of the test, Now Diagnostics, said it should be available in the next few months and it'll cost $30. Syphilis cases increased 80% between 2018 and 2022. Coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, actress Zoe Kravitz is making her directorial debut with the movie called Blink Twice, and we have a sneak peek at that movie when we come back.
Is that house-made guac going on a Carl's Jr. burger? Smooth, zesty, charbroiled, beefy, melty pepper jack, cheesy, saucy temptation, crisp bacon too. I give. Give in to the guac bacon burger, only at Carl's Jr. Made burger.
Good burger. Power your adventures with the all-electric 2024 Subaru Solterra. It comes with legendary Subaru symmetrical all-wheel drive, standard, plus a rugged 8.3 inches of ground clearance. Everything about the Subaru Solterra is advanced, including the technology keeping you and your passengers safe. Love is now electric.
Find your way home in a new Subaru Solterra from McCurley Subaru during the Subaru A Lot to Love event.
Off the clock? And you're relaxing in that old thing?
Come on, just a little duct tape. It's good to go.
Well, right now, you can score amazing comfort that's built to last with savings up to 50% during the Labor Day sale at Furniture Row. Shop today because the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. You'll also find huge savings on living, dining, bedroom, and mattresses. Or get 60 months no interest financing. The Labor Day sale on now at Furniture Row.
Watch me. Watch me tumble, jump, and soar.
When our squad is on point, we own the floor. Dazzling stunts and dances are my jam. Pain once caused issues, but they had a plan. A life-changing brace with no surgery to fear. Activity without limits, one more reason to cheer. Watch me. Industry-leading scoliosis treatment at Shriners Children's. The most amazing care anywhere.
Drive into summer with the rugged Honda Ridgeline, Passport, and Pilot. Summer is for exploring, so get outdoors, kick up some dust, get muddy, or just find that perfect campsite. All from Honda, the 2024 Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com Best Value brand. So act now to get an offer you'll love. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or hurry into the Honda Summer event.
Is that house-made guac going on a Carl's Jr. burger? Smooth, zesty, charbroiled, beefy, melty pepper jack, cheesy, saucy temptation, crisp bacon too. I give. Give in to the guac bacon burger, only at Carl's Jr. Big burger.
Good burger.
Hello there. Watch live with Kelly and Mark.
Weekday mornings at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. It's time for some entertainment news. So actress Zoe Kravitz is making her directorial debut.
This with a film that ranges from social satire to horror.
David Daniel talked with Zoe Kravitz and the cast about their new movie called Blink Twice.
We're going to my island for a few days. Do you guys want to come?
This is crazy. Did we just jet off to a billionaire's island with a bunch of strangers?
Stranger danger. Channing Tatum lures Naomi Ackie and Alia Shawkat on a memorable vacation in Blink Twice.
It's not what I thought it was gonna be.
What do you mean?
The legendary parties of Slater King. Blink Twice and I'm in danger.
Blink, blink.
There's something weird going on.
Something's making us forget. Shh. Where's Jess?
Who's Jess?
My friend. You remember her? Yes. But I don't remember her.
Memory, power, control, and consent all come into play. Writer-director Zoe Kravitz cast her bad guy against type, her now off-screen partner, Tatum.
I wanted to find someone that we felt familiar with and that we hadn't seen in that light, someone that had that twinkle in his eye, and, you know, Chan has that, and I wanted to weaponize it.
Watching Zoe's fight for her life every day, because making a movie is, especially directing a movie, a small movie that we don't have just infinite, you can't just throw money at things to fix it. Like, we don't have any money. And
innovation is needed.
She knew what she wanted. She wrote this film.
She's a naturally cool person.
She's very, very cool.
She's pretty chill.
Yeah, she made this set feel very together. She was the captain of the ship, and at no point did I ever feel like she didn't know what she wanted or what she was doing.
Kravitz and her cast discussed the movie's themes, including sexual violence and trauma, before filming.
The whole point to me of this film is to open up that conversation. So I think like we all had an understanding that we needed to come from that space in the first place.
What are we gonna do about you?
Hiding under my seat in Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Ooh, that trailer gave me chills.
It looks so good. I had not heard anything about it up until now. Do you like? It looks kind of scary.
I like
you don't like
psychological thriller type of things.
Okay,
yeah. So I think
well, you said it reminded you of Glass Onion, and we were talking off camera about how, to me, it kind of seemed like the spookiness of Midsommar, along with the spookiness of Get Out.
Yeah.
It just seemed like a combination of the two.
It looks really good, so we'll have to see that.
Yeah.
Well, coming up next on Good Morning Northwest at 5:30, the Democratic National Convention kicks off today, and we have a look at what's on the agenda.
Plus, a man has reportedly confessed to the brutal murder of his girlfriend. We have the harrowing story in our next half hour. But first, here are your Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, cars may soon talk to each other. The U.S. Department of Transportation plans to roll out a so-called vehicle-to-everything tech, and that'll be nationwide. This will allow cars to exchange location information with each other. Full deployment is targeted for 2036. Nintendo taking fans behind the scenes with its Nintendo Museum Direct event today. The live stream will give a first look at the Nintendo Museum, which is set to open in Japan next fall. But don't get too excited. There will not be any game announcements. No new news about a new Switch console. Finally, Walmart is ending drone deliveries in Arizona, Utah, and Florida due to high costs. Walmart partner DroneUp will close 18 hubs. They're laying off 70 workers and shifting the focus to Dallas. The company plans to improve operations and reduce delivery costs. Those are your Tech Bites. Have a great day.
guys seen this?
If I'm playing to win. Stay solid, don't break the bend. On my way to the cash, I've been. Do it again. We gon' do it again. We gon' do it
You are bountiful. Your skeleton can support 2 times your weight. It's in your nature to stand strong. Supplement your bones with high absorption magnesium. Nature's Bounty. It's in your nature.
Oh, joy. You're a baker and new mom and student. You're an Ander. National University supports the whole you, so you can focus on what matters most. National University, supporting the whole you.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest, on your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
I'm Jill Sperling.
And I'm Josh Colbert.
Josh, you became a year older over the weekend.
Yes.
Happy belated birthday.
Thank you. And it was a crazy day of weather on my birthday.
Oh,
There was so much lightning all over the place. We actually got like big raindrops in the Tri-Cities.
Yeah.
A lot of fire starts as well. Sunday was definitely a more beautiful day.
More birthday-like weather.
What's that?
More birthday-like weather, right?
Yeah, if we just could have had a little switcheroo there, that would have been nice. But it is what it is. For today, we're going to definitely not be as active as Saturday, but we're not going to be as nice as Sunday, but I wouldn't necessarily say we'd split the difference. It's just that today's going to be a little bit cloudier, and we will have some very small chances for showers and maybe even some storms for the Kittitas Valley and for the Cascades. Right now, here's our Columbia Point camera, courtesy of the Legends Casino and Hotel. We're seeing pretty clear skies in the Tri-Cities for this morning. There are some clouds over in the Yakima Valley, and those will become more widespread throughout the day. Temperatures this morning mostly in the 50s. We are seeing a few 60s on the map, but I think most of us probably need a light jacket for this morning. A little bit later today, it will be warm, pretty seasonal temperatures in the 80s. Light haze for most spots, dry for most spots, but again, can't rule out that small chance of a shower or thunderstorm for the Kittitas Valley or for the Cascades. We'll have much better chances for showers and thunderstorms by late week. Air quality looking pretty good for the short term at least. And temperatures, even though they'll be seasonal for today, much cooler by the end of the week. I'll tell you just how cool coming up a little bit later in the show.
Thank you, Josh. And starting off with a disturbing story from Seattle, where a man has reportedly confessed to the brutal murder of his girlfriend.
Hannah Knowles has the story, but we have a warning. Some of these details may be hard to hear.
New video captures Andy Chu and his girlfriend carrying groceries into his townhome on August 9th. Court documents identify the pair after a neighbor confirmed the Lake City townhome belongs to Chu.
They put up crime scene tape, and so that was, sort of immediate that something bigger was going on.
According to court documents, Chu told detectives he had a memory of, quote, choking her, twisting her neck, and holding her down under the water in the bathtub, and placing a white ball in the victim's mouth to, quote, fix her jaw. The autopsy also revealed blunt force trauma to her face, head, neck, chest, arms, and legs.
Some of those details are hard to read, but they're important for King County prosecutors to get before the court.
The next day, around 8 o'clock in the morning, Chu is captured on doorbell cameras, leaving alone. His girlfriend, nowhere in sight. Hours later, her body found on the bathroom floor after neighbors reported water coming from the townhome.
The cops were taking our trash as evidence because there was like a mask in the garbage. I guess they presumed that had something to do with it.
Documents say Chu was then taken to UW Medical Center Northwest by friends for psychotic behavior. That's when police say they were notified that a patient assaulted a nurse by groping her breasts and attempting to pull her head down.
It's exactly the details in the charging documents that made us want to ask for a $5 million bail.
Chu told detectives he thought he broke his girlfriend's neck and he remembered her bleeding from her nose, which he wiped away. He also said he tried a number of things to revive her, including sprinkling acai powder all over her.
And bail has now been set at $5 million. The suspect's next court appearance is set for August 28th.
Turning to political news now, thousands of Democrats are converging in Chicago as today kicks off the Democratic National Convention, where Vice President Kamala Harris is expected to officially become the party's nominee for president.
Harris arrived in Chicago yesterday, and President Biden is set to speak at opening night tonight. Biden is expected to lay out his argument for electing Harris, also describing all the two have achieved together and stress the need to defeat former President Donald Trump.
On Saturday, Jill Stein accepted the Green Party's nomination for president. The party's convention was held virtually. Stein and her running mate, Rudolph Butch Ware, won the party's vote during the three-day nominating convention. Stein championed her commitment to progressive causes and touted the party's ballot access efforts in her acceptance speech.
Dr. Stein also says she selected him because she wanted someone who could support her criticisms of the war in Gaza. The Green Party is currently on the ballot in 20 states, plus Washington, D.C. Stein has previously been the Green Party's nominee for president in 2012 and 2016.
Around the world now, the Secretary of State Anthony Blinken is in Israel today, where he met with Israeli President Isaac Herzog.
Blinken says this might be the best and possibly last chance to push for a ceasefire and hostage deal. His itinerary also includes meetings with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and the defense minister. Blinken's visit follows talks last week in Qatar, where neither Israel nor Hamas accepted a bridging proposal the U.S. put forth. In a statement, Hamas blames Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu for the impasse.
Netanyahu's office says it won't outright end the war in Gaza. It also says Israeli troops will remain in a buffer zone between there and Egypt. Meanwhile, Iran is still threatening to attack Israel in retaliation for an assassination on its soil.
Well, we are looking ahead to the first day of school. For college students going into their first year, this can be an overwhelming time.
UW is providing some tips for new students and their parents.
The first is to do really well academically in your first year, because that has a lot of impact on your road to graduation. The second tip is to get to know the people on campus, get to know your faculty members, get to know your fellow students, go to office hours, join a club and organization. And then my final tip is to think about the future. Think about graduation. What will you be like upon walking across that stage and shaking the hand of the president?
UW says research shows that students who have a grade point average of 2.67 or higher in their first year tend to make it to graduation.
Also, students who get involved in clubs or student government tend to have better grades and have an overall more enjoyable college experience.
WSU Tri-Cities will be welcoming new students this morning as it's at its annual Wave the Flag event.
WSU alumni, faculty, staff, and community members will be waving flags and signs to make the incoming students feel welcome on campus on the first day of class.
Coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, OpenAI is saying Iran is still trying to influence Americans through ChatGPT. We take a look at what topics they're trying to spread misinformation about next in your business headlines.
But first, Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth will have your weather forecast. We'll be right back.
Fly the Northwest over awesome orchards and gardens, Tuesday at 6.
It's time for Columbia Basin Buildings and Shed's Summertime Sales Event. Discover our wide variety of buildings, including custom build options to fit your unique needs, and they are all on sale. Minimum of 10% off all buildings. That's right. We offer free and fast delivery, and we're committed to unbeatable quality and service. Don't miss out on the best deals of the season. Come visit Columbia Basin Building and Sheds in West Richland and Sunnyside for the best deals of the season.
For over 49 years, Shelby's Floral has been your homegrown neighbor, bringing joy and beauty to every occasion. We're more than just a flower shop and specialize in beautiful custom arrangements, live plants, silk florals, and home decor. Our experienced designers are here to help you with all your floral needs, ensuring that every bouquet is as special as the moment it celebrates. Visit us today at our brand new location on Clearwater in Kennewick. We're part of your community and can't wait to help you celebrate life's moments. Shelby's Floral.
If you're hurt at work, your life can go into a downward spiral.
You're injured. You can't work. Your bills are piling up.
But winning workers' comp benefits isn't easy.
You're the underdog.
We'll fight labor and industries to get you the workers' compensation benefits you deserve.
If you were hurt at work, let us go to work to get you benefits.
Call 509-584-4411 for a free consultation. Bothwell and Hamill.
Why do you Goodwill? Well, there are countless reasons.
Goodwill makes it easy to support my ongoing creative projects at home with their affordable items.
To be environmentally friendly through upcycling, reusing, and recycling.
For the chance to uncover brand new items at unbelievable prices.
Goodwill means being economical with my money.
With hundreds of reasons to shop at Goodwill, you can feel great about knowing 95.7 cents of every dollar you spend helps your community. Goodwill. Donate, shop, impact locally.
Drive into summer with the rugged Honda Ridgeline, Passport, and Pilot. Summer is for exploring, so get outdoors, kick up some dust, get muddy, or just find that perfect campsite. All from Honda, the 2024 Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com Best Value brand. So act now to get an offer you'll love. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or hurry into the Honda Summer Event.
It's Hometowns Week, and I feel conflicted.
I want her to like my family because it could change things for me.
The stakes are massive.
This is one of the hardest nights I've had so far. It's Hometowns Week, and I feel conflicted.
I want her to like my family because it could change things for me.
The stakes are massive.
This is one of the hardest nights I've had so far.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We're seeing temperatures this morning in Kittitas County, mostly in the 50s, although we are technically in the upper 40s at Snoqualmie Pass and lower 60s for Vantage, but points in between, seeing temperatures in the 50s. For the Yakima Valley, looks like most of us are in the 50s. We do have 49 on the map, 49 degrees in Sunnyside, but the rest of us in the 50s. And then for the lower Columbia Basin, it's 50s and 60s. 60 at Hanford, 56 for Tri-Cities, 55 for Umatilla. And then for the foothills of the Blue Mountains, 50s and 60s as well. But for the Blue Mountains proper, we're into the 40s for places like Meacham and Ukiah. So I do think most spots would probably need at least a light jacket for this morning, but a little bit later today, it's going to be t-shirt weather as we're going to be seasonal for this time of the year. We'll have highs that'll be right around 90 degrees in the Tri-Cities. Here's what today's vegetation dryness looks like. And remember, the 100th percentile would be the driest vegetation on record. We're going to be into the 66th percentile for Kittitas and Yakima counties. And that's where we do have a very small chance of lightning today in Kittitas County and also up into the Cascades. And just for good measure, we'll be into the 71st percentile for the lower Columbia Basin, 78th percentile for the Blue Mountains. No lightning in the forecast for today for the Basin or for the foothills or for the Blues, but shower and thunderstorm chances do go up later into this week. I'll show you by how much coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. In your business headlines, OpenAI is reporting it's discovered and disrupted an Iranian influence campaign. The artificial intelligence company says the Iranian group has used its ChatGPT to generate misinformation and spread it online. Some of the content was related to the United States presidential election, also the Olympics and the war in Gaza. Now, OpenAI has banned several ChatGPT accounts that were associated with the Iranian efforts. The company says the attempt did not seem to get much audience engagement before it was deactivated. More on AI. More than half of all Fortune 500 companies now consider artificial intelligence a risk factor. That's according to a Forbes report. It shows that about 56% of the businesses flag the technology as a concern. That's up more than 400% from the previous year. Well, TikTok is fighting back again as its future still remains uncertain in the United States. The social media platform is denying storing sensitive American user data in China. That's something the U.S. Justice Department has accused the Chinese-based company of doing. In a new court filing last week, TikTok urged the Federal Appeals Court to block a law that could result in a nationwide ban of the app. The company in its filing said that the U.S. government has no evidence that China has ever accessed American user data. Lawmakers are trying to force the app's Beijing-based owner ByteDance to give up control. President Joe Biden signed a law in April saying that TikTok must find a new owner by mid-January 2025 or it will be banned from the U.S. entirely. TikTok filed a lawsuit in May asking the court to block the law. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, Governor Jay Inslee has issued an emergency proclamation to help clear and repair roadways affected by wildfires in multiple counties. We tell you which counties, along with more of your top stories coming up in your morning sprint. But first, Chief Meteorologist Josh Culbreth will have your full weather forecast. Keep it here.
The Make It Ford Summer Sales Event is on. Amazing offers and a great selection of the best-selling trucks in America for 47 years. Ford F-Series, gas, hybrid, or all-electric. These are the deals you've been waiting for. So don't wait. Make it Ford. Make it yours. Make it now. Lease a 2024 F-150 STX for just $399 a month, or get 0 for $36 and $3,700 bonus cash. Only at your local Ford dealer.
Danny was rear-ended by a semi-truck. Serious injuries.
The back end was in the back seat. There was nothing left of the rear.
Danny was in pain, and the insurance company was giving him the runaround.
Mariano's reputation and experience gave him an advantage over the insurance company that I didn't have. I felt very comforted. I felt like I was going to be taken care of, that I didn't have to worry about it.
The insurance company couldn't run around me, and Daniel got paid a lot.
He lives up to his reputation, which is somebody who gets results.
Call 853-2222.
Don't fight the traffic and parking hassles. Ride BFT to the fair for free. August 20th to the 24th, courtesy of Benton Franklin Fair. No wristbands, no tickets, just hop on the bus. It's a free ride to the fair. Save time and buy fair entry tickets online before you board. Enjoy park and ride locations throughout the Tri-Cities. Extended services till 11:30 p.m. Dial-a-ride services also free. Ride stress-free and make your fair experience unforgettable. Learn more at bft.org.
Power your adventures with the all-electric 2024 Subaru Solterra. It comes with legendary Subaru symmetrical all-wheel drive, standard, plus a rugged 8.3 inches of ground clearance. Everything about the Subaru Solterra is advanced, including the technology keeping you and your passengers safe. Love is now electric.
Find your way home in a new Subaru Solterra from McCurley Subaru during the Subaru A Lot to Love event.
The Y Card, a powerful resource for former Hanford and DOE employees. If you worked in the area and have come down with cancer, lung disease, Parkinson's, or renal failure, you may be eligible for financial compensation and healthcare services. A simple phone call can get the process started. Atomic Home Health. Don't wait. Call today.
This is our official work cat. It's amazing what we keep here for decades and decades. It purrs.
It purrs.
Next live, Sutton Foster. Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
Stacy Lee, KapKView First Alert Weather. Watch tonight. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Culbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Right now you're taking a live look at the Dust Devils Stadium in Pasco. The sprinklers going off this morning, and we do have some clouds up in the sky for this morning, although the bulk of the clouds are in the Yakima Valley and portions of the Kittitas Valley. We'll put this into motion with Futurecast. This is by lunchtime. You can see mostly sunny for most spots, but then into the late afternoon or early evening, that's when we can maybe start to see a stray shower or thunderstorm for the Kittitas Valley or for the Cascades. But into the late evening, it should be dry once again. And then for tomorrow, it's going to be interesting because once again, into the late afternoon or early evening, we could see some showers or thunderstorms up in the Kittitas Valley for the Cascades, but this time for the Yakima Valley as well. So it's just something that we'll be keeping tabs on. So for today, it's going to be pretty seasonal. We'll be near 90 in the Tri-Cities. Clouds will be building throughout the day, and it will be a little breezy out there. Winds gusting between 20 to 25 miles per hour for most locations. And then for tonight, winds will calm down for most spots except for the Basin and also for the Kittitas Valley. But other than that, overnight lows dropping off into the 50s and even some low 60s in the foothills. And clouds should be decreasing from west to east, which means that the clouds will continue to be pretty stingy for the foothills and for the Blue Mountains proper. So again, small shower and thunderstorm chances for Monday and Tuesday, pretty much a repeat of that for Wednesday. But look at this, shower and thunderstorm chances surging once again for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. We'll watch for the fire start potential and everything that we tracked over this weekend. We'll track for the same possibilities. Thankfully, temperatures trending down, even cooler compared to what we have for today. Today is seasonal. Saturday is actually going to feel pretty fall-like. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. We'll be cooling off with pretty good air quality through Saturday. Small shower chances for Thursday and Friday. For Yakima, Monday will be the least active day this week. Then we'll have multiple chances for showers and storms, likely peaking on Thursday. For Hermiston, more sunshine, but trending cooler for Tuesday and Wednesday. Small shower chances for Thursday and Friday, turning even cooler for Saturday. And then for Walla Walla, clouds hang around for Tuesday. Small, consistent shower chances after that for Wednesday through Sunday.
Now, the morning sprint.
Time is 5:50. It's time for your morning sprint in this 5 o'clock hour.
We're going to take you right to your 6 o'clock hour. But first up, here are the top 5 local things you need to know this morning. One home has been destroyed with many other buildings damaged after a large wildfire grew out of control just outside of Benton City over the weekend. The fire started before 1:30 p.m. Saturday in the 56,000 block of North Thomas Road. At least 3 helicopters were on scene dropping water on the blaze to help stop the spread. Officials say it appears the fire started in dry brush and spread to nearby homes.
Governor Jay Inslee has issued an emergency proclamation to help clear and repair roadways affected by wildfires in Ferry, Klickitat, Skagit, and Yakima counties. Since July, Washington has experienced abnormally dry weather conditions with periods of exceptionally high temperatures creating high-risk fuel conditions in these counties. The resulting large number of fires has also created damage to transportation infrastructure, requiring increased response activity.
The Kennewick Police Department is sharing drone video. It shows the moment a 17-year-old with an active warrant for assault in the 3rd degree was taken into custody. A KPD officer spotted the teen walking in the area of 4th Avenue and South Union Street. Police say the suspect had committed several additional crimes since his warrant was issued and had a known affiliation with a local gang. He's been booked into the Benton Franklin Juvenile Justice Center on his warrants and several new charges.
The Special Olympics is canceling this year's State Fall Games. The Tri-Cities have been the host of these games since 2019. Special Olympics Washington says the decision was made after a thorough examination of resources. While the State Fall Games will not be happening this November as originally planned, athletes will still participate at regionals for bowling and flag football.
WSU Tri-Cities will be welcoming new students this morning at its annual Wave the Flag event. WSU alumni, faculty, staff, and community members will be waving flags and signs to make the incoming students feel welcome on campus on the first day of class.
In your national headlines now this morning, thousands of Democrats are converging in Chicago as today kicks off the Democratic National Convention.
This is where Vice President Kamala Harris is expected to officially become the party's nominee for president. Harris arrived in Chicago yesterday, and President Biden is set to headline opening night tonight.
The Secretary of State, Anthony Blinken, met with Israeli President Isaac Herzog today. Blinken is pushing for a ceasefire and hostage deal. Many analysts say that goal could be hard to reach.
His itinerary also includes meetings with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and Defense Minister Yoav Gallant. His visit follows talks last week in Qatar, where neither Israel nor Hamas accepted a bridging proposal the U.S. put forth.
In your business headlines, OpenAI says an Iranian hacking group has used ChatGPT to generate misinformation to be spread online. Some of the content was related to the United States presidential election, the Olympics, and the war in Gaza.
OpenAI banned several ChatGPT accounts using the AI chatbot that was associated with the Iranian efforts. The company said the Iranian attempt did not seem to get much audience engagement before it was deactivated.
Many Disney superfans and bloggers are complaining about the high cost of vacationing at the happiest place on Earth. In response, Disney is offering a wider range of pricing and options. Disney has touted lower price ticket options and value season deals at its resort hotels to allow families to visit even if they're on a tight budget.
At the same time, this week, Disney announced plans for an avalanche of new attractions and lands at its parks. More than $60 billion in investment is underway, doubling the size of the Avengers campus at Disneyland. In your health headlines, the U.S. is in the midst of a significant COVID wave. Experts expect the CDC to confirm viral activity levels are the highest they've been during a summer surge since the CDC began publicly tracking such data in January 2022. The rise in cases is being driven by waning immunity in the population and 3 new variants.
Researchers believe variants have mutated enough to escape the ability of current antibodies to quickly neutralize them. Cases are also climbing just as kids head back to classrooms in many parts of the U.S.
The FDA is poised to sign off on updated COVID-19 vaccines as soon as this week. If that happens, it would bring a new shot to the market earlier than last year's update. Both Pfizer and Moderna say their vaccines should be available to people days after the FDA signs off on them.
Novavax's vaccine will take a little longer because it's based on a different technology that takes more time to manufacture. The new vaccines target newer versions of the Omicron COVID variant. The CDC recommends everyone over 6 months old get an updated COVID and flu shot this year. Trending now, TikTok trends can be hard to keep up with, and as soon as you think you learn about one of them or know about one of them, there's already another one taking the internet by storm.
I don't know any of them, so if you think you've seen the word demure more in the past few days than you have in your entire life, I have, you're not wrong, and we're going to explain why.
So this started when a TikTok user named Jules LeBron, whose TikTok handle is Julie Annie, went viral on the social media app for a video she posted where she's in the car describing her makeup look as, quote, very demure and very mindful.
So she goes on to say she's not doing a heavy makeup look for work because she's being demure and mindful, and it's a video that's garnered more than 20 million views. So the definition of demure is modest, reserved, coy, while being mindful means being aware. But Julie Annie's definition has expanded that. She started it to poke fun at herself. She says at a past job interview she had a wilder makeup look.
She has sparked many video recreations from hundreds of thousands of users where people describe their regular day-to-day tasks as demure. A lot of the posts are tasks that aren't very demure at all.
Many celebrities have also hopped on this trend, with Penn Badgley posting a video of him filming his last season of the show You, and Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis also posting while on the set of the Freaky Friday sequel.
And as Jules continues to rise in popularity, she remains committed to promoting a positive message.
She says, quote, your demure is what it means to you. It's being mindful and considerate of the people around you, but also of yourself and how you present to the world.
How demure, how mindful.
How very demure. Up next on Good Morning Northwest at 6, Pasco police say they've noticed an increase in residential burglaries. What exactly they're seeing coming up.
Plus an annual race in Auburn that involves dinosaurs. The story that'll make you smile in our next hour.
And also I'll show you what we have in store for Monday's weather and a roundup of all the fires. That's going to be coming up at 6.